Yes, guys. Welcome to Bala Sports. How you guys doing? John, Mr.
Yes, sir.
A,
We
Alex, how
here.
you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
We're here.
Hey, welcome back to the show, man. We're gonna get straight to the point, man. Today's Chelsea all day today, man. A lot of chaos is happening, man. So we have to talk about Chelsea because this situation in Stamford Bridge is falling apart.
Yes, sir.
Liam Racinos, man, he's gone after just 3 months. Just got humble, dominated by Brighton, and this team has now gone 5 league matches without scoring a goal. Of course, we lost all five. At this point, man, the question is not just who's next, is whether the whole project is already broken and how deep is this problem is going in Chelsea Football Club, man. For me, right now, I'm gonna get you gentlemen, get your take, man. But this probably might be the worst run club in the world right now. The way things have happened since the Blue Coals and Todd Bowley's and all these guys have taken over, and he's manager after manager. So yes, some deserve to be fired, but some walk away with dignity, like Enzo Marasca from the report. So from my understanding, he said, "Hell no, man, I deserve better. I could do better." Kind of attitude. Although there's few things that could be wrong with him because
Right.
he's so stubborn. So man, Alex and John, man, I definitely want to hear you guys take on this because we are a beloved club, man. We're not gonna just ask what's going on with Chelsea because we definitely know a lot going on. Is this bigger than the manager? And what you guys think about Leon Racino's firing? Is this just the right guy? Is he the only guy that should be out of Chelsea right now? There's a lot of questions. I know there's a lot of things I'm saying right now because the
Hmm.
frustration is still building up as
Yeah.
fans. The protest is happening, which is a good thing. Owners ain't just gonna walk out of the building just like that. It's gonna take a lot of time and so on. But the head coach or the manager, I don't think he ever was a manager, was he? Liam Racino is gone. What's your take on that? Talk to me, John.
I feel like something that from the get go, I feel like the job was a little too big for him. In my opinion, I think a lot of people will agree and say that he was brought here because he was, the yes man and the club's been looking for, not what Enzo Maresca was, who was, fighting back and trying to get, what a manager's supposed to do and be in charge of his team and be able to make the certain decisions that will affect the players in the field. So, looking at him, he took what, 23 games he was in charge, 106 days, 11 wins, 2 draws, 10 losses. He did start it good. He won what, 10 of his first 15. What, became the second English manager to win his first 4 games in charge. So it showed like he had a little bit of promise in the beginning, so I kind of still have my doubts. But I figure once the pressure comes in and the games that start rolling in and the pressure falls in and we're getting towards the end of the season, you're starting to see the cracks. And eventually, like you mentioned, 5 games, losses, no goals being scored, a lot of the players being injured. We don't know the tactics or what is going to be our best 11 going forward. The substitutions don't work. They're being made at the wrong time. So it really showed that he was immature in certain areas of the game. Not to say that he was a bad manager. Like I said, if he is coaching at that level, he must be good enough to manage somewhere. But at my club, I feel like he was just not good enough, especially what we're used to. We're used to winning and competing, even if it's Ali competing for the top 4 and trying to walk away with some kind of trophy. But right now we find ourselves in a position where it's very difficult. It's only, like 5 games left, and we're in 7th place. Brighton just climbed over us after they just freaking thumped us the other day, and then we got Liverpool ahead of them as well, who are kind of looking okay in the season. So we really have an uphill battle here. So we're going to have to pull forward, try to win every single game that we have left over. And hopefully they make a mistake. We know that we have the semi-final of the FA Cup on Sunday. So, that's kind of a positive with Mr. Callum McFarlane taking over as the interim. I'm looking forward to see what he could do. So that's a very important game. But speaking about the club as a whole, the Blue Cup has to go. I feel like you mentioned they have done more damage than good to the team. Yes, you have brought in some kind of decent names and stuff like that, but it still feels to me like the names that you have brought in is to maybe in the future trying to make a profit out of them. And a lot of the young players that we have come in seeing through the club are not ready. We need some more maturity around them where they can, in the situations where you find yourself 2 goals down and you don't know what to do, you can have a player that can come in there and just be like, hey, let's calm it down. It's still early. It's only 2 goals, and just bring the composure. Because sometimes I just feel like we get a little too rattled, too many back passes. It's a lot going on, like you mentioned, and a lot of people needs to go. From now on, I think the only thing we can look forward to is just the next 5 games and Hopefully in the summer we make the right decisions and we find ourselves competing for Champions League. If not, it's going to be a very disappointing season to find ourselves out of there. And I mean, the FA Cup, like I said, is still there. But if we do manage to get past these and find ourselves in the final, most likely against Man City, who right now are just playing probably the best football in the Premier League right now. I mean, they find themselves at the top of the table again. So that speaks for itself. So it's gonna be a very tough 6 games coming up. So I mean, I'm still gonna root for my boys, but it's been a tough season. It might be the hardest season I have experienced as a fan. Even though we finished 10th place before, and but even then, I mean, it wasn't. We at least have players. Now it's just nobody, just a bunch of young kids and just trying to put it together. And they don't know what they're doing. The manager didn't know what they was doing neither. So it really just put us in a really, really bad position right now. So
Yeah.
gotta look forward to what's next, man. We just gotta keep our heads up and just be positive, I guess.
Yeah. Alex, I know. Where we
Man,
going, Alex? Talk to me, bro. Where we going?
Yeah, let me know.
he was just so boring. Just so boring. Like what was his thing? Like you gotta have a thing, man. I guess he didn't have time to excite me because he didn't win. So I don't
Mhm.
know what he looked like when he would be excited. I don't know what he looked like when he was like rallying people because everything was so damn depressing. The team's still depressed. So I don't know, man. Like that was my gripe. He's just boring. I wanted
Boring.
I wanted to see more. I don't know, man. He's like always writing in the journal.
Yeah, writing in his notebook and
And it's just
emotion.
like, I don't know, man. What are you writing? Because we still seem to switch our lineup during the game, every game, anyway. So I don't know what you're writing, but there don't seem to be a lot of takeaways.
Yeah.
But like, is it his fault that he got fired? Like, not really. Everybody's just kind of pouting about Enzo Maresca being gone. Everybody's just kind of like trying to figure out, what this dude's about. I'd say, he was probably boring to them too. They probably didn't understand what kind of tactics he was after
Right.
because clearly they didn't know how to execute them during the games. So yeah,
Yeah, you definitely agree with that. I think that players were not biting into whatever he was trying to feed them, you know what I mean? So that also
did he
showed.
know? Did he know? Again, if you're changing your lineup at halftime every game, do you know, or
Do you
you
know
just
what
want
you're
to
doing?
appear like you know?
Right.
Right.
Like, oh, we had a plan for this. And it's like, okay, well, eventually having a backup plan doesn't alleviate the fact that you have to keep resorting to it. And it still fails. So 5 goals or 5 games, no wins, no goals.
Yes.
Man, like that's just sorry. He knew. He knew when he was leaving the field that day. He knew. Shaking
You
hands
know.
with everybody. He was like,
Yep.
man,
I'm done.
that was it, man. He knew it. Like,
Yeah, he just like walked up to the fan. They one chest pump to. They just like sorry, and then walked out. It's like, yeah, he probably, he gone.
but that's it. And he's a smart dude. Like I'm sure, yeah, it's like I'm sure he could do fine in the Premier League, but Chelsea just chews everybody up and
Yep.
spits them out somewhere else, usually to Arsenal, but yeah. And yeah, I guess you can blame the ownership because they're out of their depth. But with Liam, they did. That's what we were talking about. They did what management does. They back him during a tough spell. They, throw their support, show resolve, and make sure that everybody knows that it's nice and compact. Everything's going the way it should. Like, no one's panicking. But if they did nothing after 5 defeats, 0 goals, if they did nothing, it would appear as weak. Can't be that's you can't do that. Like, especially if they're businessmen. It's about those optics. They don't
Yeah.
you can't appear weak in negotiations. Don't want Brighton to whoop us for another 100 million on some player they've had for 8 months.
Right.
Yo, so I mean, like you guys made a great point. So, is the players ever got over the fact that Enzo Maresca got fired or let go? The reasons why? Do you guys think the players ever got over that?
I think some players didn't. I mean, I think if Moresca would have been there, I don't think Enzo would have never made that comment that he made about the Madrid. Oh, it reminds me of Buenos Aires, and this and that. I think if Enzo Moresca was there, I don't think he would have made that. I think they had a good relationship, you know. But I don't think you said. I think some of the players got accustomed, and he was there for like 18 months or so. So and like we won trophies, you know what I mean. So and he kind of had a system going, and we kind of already kind of knew who our best 11 was. So, players were getting accustomed of like their roles. Okay, I know I'll come in at such time, or I might get an opportunity to be in the starting 11 coming a cup game or something like that. When he kind of came in, he's still kind of trying to figure himself out as a manager, I feel like. And he kind of used us as kind of like, I don't know, like a tactical board or something. Let me try out my tactics here. If they would work in the big time club, and obviously they just didn't work here. I think they might work somewhere else in the Prem, but for sure, I think some of the players were just like, dude, again, like we're getting another manager. We're just gelling. At least we won something. We're competing. We look decent going forward. We're scoring goals. We're still a little leaky here and there, but we were hoping that those things were going to get fixed, and nothing got fixed. He left. They brought somebody else in, and look where we
They
are
brought
now.
in a they brought in a puppet in. As a player, you're looking at this thing like, yo,
That's what I'm saying. You
this
know
man
what?
was already working for the blue coal when he was somewhere else fighting to survive in the league wherever he was at, right? We're not gonna disrespect the league or the club. But he would never was good enough for Chelsea. So does Liam Racinos deserve to be fired? Hell yeah. I think he should have been fired the semifinals after the Arsenal game. He should have just been fired that day. Because you didn't go there to win the game. You had a stupid game plan that wasn't gonna work for players in this magnitude. We got, my opinion, in the Premier League, at some point, we had the best midfielders. When you talk about Casemiro and Enzo, they really could play. They
Mm-hmm.
really could ball. We see them ball now. We see Cole Palmer playing in number 10 role when Enzo Morasca did what he did against PSG. So do we have the talents? Yes. Do we need better players? Absolutely, we do. Each position, from the goalkeeper to the center back, we need better players. But for this guy to come in here, they expect the top players that had ambition to be better, that have ambition to be one of the greatest that ever played this game. They're not gonna listen to a guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, man.
This job was too huge for Leon to even accept it. But I don't think he accept this job because he just want a challenge. They made him accept it. So the owners got a lot to do with this because he was already part of the payroll. You just gotta follow along,
Exactly.
just like the guy that just pointed out. He knows that they're gonna look for another manager. This is bigger than just finding the Chelsea needed a new manager. It's the way of thinking of the club. That's how we end up in these positions at manager after manager. Because we keep changing managers, but the result's still the same. The chaos still the same. The problem still exists. So that you can't bring somebody in to fix something they can't control. And that's the top.
Yeah, they gotta have control.
From the right.
If they're holding on too much like that, that you gotta let a manager come in and do their job. You can't put a handcuff on them and be like, hey, you only gonna manage with one arm. Like, dude, you gotta let him go in there and do what he gotta do. Like you said, we have a decent team. Even with the young players that we have, we should still at least be competing for at least a top freaking four. You know what I'm saying? So we
So
just need.
right. So
Go
that's
ahead.
why the manager is not the only part of the picture. It's really not the only part. The recruitment, the squad balance, and the guy that just decided to just say, check this out, right? We all here, man, and we are leaders in different positions in life. And one thing we all three of us here is that we are fathers, right? You can't tell me that you're gonna bring a bunch of young players and go bring inexperienced coach. That even the players had better resume, a better pedigree than them. That you expect them just to listen and just buy it in just like that. These guys are ball players. They're passionate about playing the ball. That's what got them where they at. They need somebody that could direct them in the right direction. That you want to hire a guy that doesn't even know how to wipe his nose in this business yet. I'm talking about managing wise. I'm not saying he's a bad man. He could be a high school manager. He could be anywhere else coaching. Excuse me. He could be anywhere else. But this is Chelsea Football Club. How you as the owner, you pay billions and billions of dollars of a football club. You know what that means? That means they worth something. And you want to hire a guy that's not capable of doing the job just because he's a yes sir kind of guy. When Chelsea's already built a name for themselves before you got here. No matter how many trophies Chelsea won from here moving forward, it could never beat the history because how we did in the Premier League, how we come about, and how restricted that owner was in the past that take us to these glory days. I
That was
think
crazy.
that about 80% of Chelsea fans, maybe even more, I don't know, but I'm just stopping at 80. They all saw these glory days. That's how they become a Chelsea fan. So you really can't sell us anything else except for good competitive Premier League season. Although we had the spell from 2004 to 2012 or 2000, however we want to put it. But Chelsea was always a team that compete to win, not just to try to come in and just we just got we sell players because we buy players that's capable of coming ahead and perform. But you guys want to like a guy had one good season in the bonus league. Oh, he's already Premier League ready. He's 19 years old. He's 22 years old. What does he know? He need guidance. Who's gonna guide him? You at Enzo, you at Thomas Tuchel. You got rid of Thomas Tuchel that won the Champions League with all
Yeah,
that
man.
chaos that's happening. You got rid of all your veteran players. Okay, but who is really going to help these young players go through the journey? And I'm surprised guy said still sign a long-term deal. I know he wants to be a Chelsea, and I love him for that, but I feel bad for him. Who knows what Cole Palmer wants to do? Reece James, blood, tears, and sweat since 6 years old, bro. And this is how he's going about. I mean, the man already got injury issues. Like, thank God, knock on wood. Like, he's really played a lot of games this season.
Yeah, he really did.
Like, come on now, bro. Like, this is bigger than just the Liam. Liam was never supposed to be there if the top was stable enough and had a better plan, had a better project. This is a Premier League, man. This is Chelsea Football Club. Then where you been? I know there's a reason why you purchased this because you know they got to be fans like us out here. He's gonna talk about it, and the merch is going to sell.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. But imagine if we miss Champions League next season.
I mean, that's the part that I'm afraid of, man. Because
Oh, yeah.
looking at the way things are going, man, it's just like
Well, Alex, man, we gotta move forward now because it's
No,
not.
no. Come on, man. You just went on a 5-minute rant. Now we don't get to talk?
Go ahead,
Okay, you
Alex,
know what?
man.
Tell me
No,
what's next, and we'll loop back at the end of the show.
no, but I'm when I mean about moving forward, I mean like like my next question want to be like, of course, there's gonna be a new manager, and how should we go about getting the new manager? Should we still stick with the same project, which I think is not working now at this point? Because you can't bring in different managers in the past 4 or 5 years, and you expect the same project to be the same project as it
right.
was with the first manager.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
So, what do you think, Alex? Man, you talk to me, man. Everything, even if you want to reply to what I say, because at the end of the day, it's like we here to just let it out at this point, because it's frustrating.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
I mean, my thing is, you're like, okay, it's not that we're hiring bad managers, it's that we're making good managers suck.
Yo.
So who's going to like Liam? It was great at Strasbourg. Like, yeah, they're not happy with how Blueco's running them as our sister club, but they're not doing badly. Like, they are doing commendable in League One. Graham Potter was a great manager. Like, there's nothing wrong with Graham Potter. Like, all these dudes have great records. Like, Maresca, he got Leicester into the Premier League. Like, there's all these accolades, but like when you say like Liam's not of the caliber, he's not Chelsea caliber, like what caliber is that? Like, what are any of them winning, man? If we're being realistic, cool. You can point to the silverware cabinet, but show me something significant. The Champions League win that we give Tuchel credit for, that Frank Lampard navigated. Frank Lampard, who just got Coventry into the Premier League. I think that's where it all comes from, man. Should have just fucking stuck with Frank.
Yeah, man.
And see what happened. I don't know. It's easy to say that in hindsight, but now that we're 4 managers deep and you're watching him like thrive, I think Everton's a completely like non-fair statement for him because that was a very hard ship to write at that time.
Shit, that was a tough one. No matter who took over.
Yeah, but there's like, you got like Big Sean, you got Big Al, Big Sam. It's all the guys that can keep a team in 16th when they need it the most. But yeah, man, I don't know who you'd bring in because I don't know what Chelsea caliber is anymore. I think again, it's been like that, man. It's weird because before it was like one dude was being fickle, and now it's like an entire ownership group trying to put it in reverse in the freeway. Ooh, a little
Kinda
too late for that, guys. We're gonna have to see this one out, like this is what happened. Whatever the
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree with
learning
you.
experience has been like, guess what? This is another chapter. Like, you fucked up again.
I disagree with you when you said that we make great managers bad. Frank Lampard, at the time when we hired him, I don't think he was ready for the job neither. Now that he went through all the obstacles he went through to go to to see him what he's done in Cavaliers, like you mentioned. Okay, now is a good time. But when we
No,
first
he's
get him,
still not ready. No
he
one's
was
ready.
immature. He was immature. That he just started a managing career. Not a we have to if you gotta get a bunch of young players, right? Okay, Frank Lampard is a good role model. We know what he did on the field. This man scored 20 goals, probably had 20 assists in the seasons. Like midfielder that's scoring 20 goals about 5 years straight. Deadly. Yes, a lot of players could look up to him when you talk about the midfielders in Premier League history. He's up there somewhere.
He
I get
navigated
that.
the sale of the club and a
Right.
transfer ban by leaning wholly on the youth academy and got us to the Champions League
He
final,
did
which
not
we
guide us to the
won.
Champions League because
He
Thomas
got us to
Tuchel
the
took
semi.
over.
He
Thomas
got us
Tuchel
to the
took
He
semi.
got he got us to the sixth round of 16.
round of
Quarters.
16,
And
right?
then
To the quarter,
and
whatever.
Tuchel took
Got
over
us out
there.
of the
Yeah.
the muck of it
Right. And I don't think
with the youth team.
Yeah,
And
that's that.
Timo, with Timo. Like, the Frank Lampard sorry, dude. Like, I feel you.
we
It's
still
it's
look, look,
he's
but
still
I get that,
inexperienced.
and I understand that, but we still had Thiago Silva, we still had Conte in the game, and we had Aspinqueta, what I think that he's one of the best Chelsea leaders in the history of the team. We still had great leaders that was there a month. So Frank Lampard really, really like the reason I was happy with Frank Lampard being let go. By the way, I'm just gonna let you guys know the truth because I didn't like the fact that he always leaned on we got a young squad. We got a young squad. Now let these guys just go out there to ball. Because when Thomas Tuchel come in, the one word Thomas Tuchel says that make me believe we young but who could compete. But whenever we lose a game or we play poorly, Frank Lampard always used to use the young excuse and stuff like that. We don't want to hear none of that. I mean, we don't want to hear about how young the squad is as a manager after you lost a game or have a bad game. Thomas Tuchel come in his press conference. He said it straight up. That's when I follow. Because if I'm a player, I want to have a coach that believe in me, not based on my age, based on my ability and my talents of what I could do on the pitch. And Thomas Tuchel said that we're young, but who could compete. And then what he did, he brought Rudiger back in the starting lineup. Aspinqueta started coming back in the starting lineup. So we become more stabilized in the backfield with his leadership that could actually direct the game and not just coach. What's Thiago Silva did in that spell with Frank Lampard and Thomas Tuchel, it can't go unnoticed. Already he was a great addition to us, and Frank Lampard is responsible for that. Yes. So, but for us to give
What's
Frank
the
Lampard all
point?
that credit to say
What's the
that he
point?
lead us, he guide us to this, he was not ready for the job. Harry
Okay,
Potter,
like,
Graham
who is?
Potter, whatever his name was, but I think
They
that
fired
Graham.
Tuchel. If you're saying Tuchel was ready for the job, they fired him.
Right. That's what the
So,
mistakes
like,
stop
you're asking
happening.
me what manager comes in that we don't fucking ruin, and I'm saying, like, I don't know. I can't think of one. I can't think of a manager that comes in that we don't fucking ruin
I
unless
agree.
they get their shit together. And
True.
I hope it's like, again, I hope they get somebody intelligent to start guiding them, and then it's a productive off season. Because right now we are like I wouldn't come near us.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It's a
Yeah, I
tough
don't. I
one.
I
mean,
mean,
like,
maybe an easy
you're
4
right.
mil.
You're right.
I've
You're
never
right.
made 4 million in 4 months, but shit, like that's all you get to take away. Like this ruins again another reputation for a manager that otherwise probably would have been able to succeed quicker on merit alone, just because they got churned in and churned right back out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like the same thing. People are calling for Maresca to get fired. Like the fans are never happy. I saw one today that like now that Liam's out, people are like started attacking Enzo. Eventually, a whole coordinated effort could hurt their pocketbooks, and they may start to listen.
Right.
Yeah. John, before we go on to the lead game this weekend, we already know, man, Rochester Blues is here in the building. Before we move on to the weekend's game, if you had to guess a manager right now, who would you take?
Well, I mean, I heard a couple names being thrown. Obviously Felipe Luis was thrown in there. I heard Cesc Fabregas was another one. But it's tough to say. Honestly, I don't think if they can't bring any manager that comes in here, they have to come in with like certainty and be like, yo, I understand this is your club, but if you want to be successful, you gotta let me do my job, bro. Like you can't interfere. Nothing like, you know what I'm saying? You the pocketbook. If I feel like we need something, you got your data analyzers and all this shit. Go by your fucking data. Let me worry about the pitch. You know what I'm saying? I have the players. Let me work with the players. If I need something and I feel maybe we need to make a move, back me up on that. I'll show you why the move needs to be made. but until the manager is not allowed to really just really have an empty canvas to do what he needs to do, it's gonna be tough for anybody to come in here.
Yeah.
You know? And there's some decent names out there, you know what I mean? But the
So
question
so you
is who's gonna wanna come over here, you know, after seeing
right.
what they did to Maresca, you know, what happened to Liam, you know what I mean, and the managers before them as well, you know what I'm saying? It kinda makes us a little radioactive in a sense because people is like, okay, I'm a great manager. Chelsea is a big club. We know their history. I can maybe come in here and try to do something, and then maybe they might sell it to them like, yeah, you could do that. And then when you get here, a couple months in, you find yourself in a situation where like the medical staff is telling you not to play the player, even though he's telling you he's ready. We know for a fact he's ready. And then things like that were to happen where, you know, it puts the manager in a bot spot where he has to make decisions like, you know, I'm gonna walk away from the club. So I really can't throw a name in here yet. I want to see what Callum McFarland's gonna do. We know that he's not gonna be the manager is gonna be, you know, taking over, but I'm just gonna enjoy this 5 games that we have left over, see what he could do, and then I'm gonna see what's out there, honestly. Because right now, I don't think anybody's gonna come in now. So with such short notice, only a handful of games left. You know, I figure any manager that is interested probably just gonna sit back, just watch the next couple games, see how the team performs, see where they find themselves at the end of the season, and then be like, okay, maybe I could take the job. But it also depends: are we gonna be in Champions League?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna be in Europa League? Or are we gonna find ourselves again in the Conference League again? You know what I'm saying? It's tough. It really is tough to be able to come out right now and just be like, yo, I want him to come. So and so needs to take the job. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm just gonna wait until the end of the season, and then you know when we come back around to the round table and be like, who do you think should be taking over now that the season is over? I might be able to be like, you know what? I see so and so being the person that could come in here and maybe bring some changes and maybe bring some positivity and maybe some mature players to the team to, you know, maybe put us in a better position to be successful next season.
Yeah. Alex, maybe you should throw your name out there to be the new manager. But talk to me, man. Who you think? You have any
Really, I like to what? Till the end of the season, or like who should take over permanently?
who's to take
'Cause
over
you're
Premier
absolutely
League?
right. There's like nobody's gonna come in and be like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
5.
I'll help you." Like if we're looking for somebody to come for 3 months, we should see what Enzo Maresca's doing. I hear he hasn't signed for a city yet because they got their comeback happening. So
Right.
I'm just thinking like, you know what? So
Gus?
then Gus,
Bring Gus in. I'll let him take Taylor. Let him take it for the last couple of games.
no
This
idea what
guy.
he's up to right now,
Yeah,
but
he might bring us the FA Cup if you bring him in. I'm trying to tell you.
Nah, not right now. Maybe
when
next
you need the
season, man.
trophy the most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
my guy.
this doesn't look like a clear plan, in my opinion. I mean, it looks more like a club that just reacting. So should we change the project or the whatever project they got going on? Should we head to different directions now? Because it's been how many years? 6 different managers. Should the project be? Should we make a little U-turn and start over again with this project thing?
What's the project?
Good
Yeah, that's what I
question.
say. Like, you know,
Can you
the
explain it to me? The project? Can you tell me?
Buying younger players and
Okay.
bring it in, yes sir, kind of guys.
Okay. So
Not
that's been a success. Yeah, I guess we should move on to a new project.
oh, should move on to the new project. You dead right. That
This
is
is not
easy.
results based, it's data driven.
Ex-
Yo.
I mean,
Yo,
I
that's
think we
crazy.
have a decent team. I think for a fact, I think a couple players are gonna leave in the summer. Just need to bring some mature players and a fucking manager, then you know that is allowed to do his job, and I think we'll be okay. But
You
that's
know what kills me the most these days when I watch Chelsea play, like beside all that formation
mhm.
bullshit that we saw what Liam Racinos was trying to do. At least he lasts longer than his dad as a manager, by the way, just saying. It's the fact that we, as a Chelsea football club, Esteban probably might be our best winger, and he's a young cat that just got here. You know, when Enzo Morasca trying to protect this man, I didn't know what it was about, but now I'm seeing it happening, like it's a Premier League. It's
Mhm.
intense. It's physical. How do we mold this kid, young 18 years old, to come in here and dominate in the Premier League as we've seen what numbers of players has done in the past, right? So how do we go about that? But then we got a guys like Garnacho, get them which is hurt. And though Pedro Neto has been a great addition for us, right? But at some point we gotta look at ourselves in the mirror and say he's not the guy moving forward. He's really not the guy. who are we bringing in?
Mhm.
Is Cole Palmer is going to be in the wing and Estafar, and who's going to play the number 10? But I like Palmer at the 10 if we are going to keep Palmer. So how do we even move forward, especially going this weekend in the semifinals against Lee United, which just punch us in the mouth back to back games that we play them, right?
I know
They
just
they
too
had
bugging.
zero respect for Chelsea Football Club when they're playing against us, and I don't see why anybody should respect us at this point because we're not stable from top to the bottom right now, right? But we do got talents on the pitch.
Yes.
How do we go into this game against Lee United with a hope that we're gonna win this game? I want Alex to tell me this first, man. I need you to explain to me how this is gonna happen, Coach.
Man, you want me to explain it? Cause I'm still, man. I hang up flags every fucking game, and they won't fucking score one goal. One fucking goal. That's like 40 flags I've hung up with no goal. At least. I'm sure those are like rookie numbers, but like, so like, I don't know, man. Pick it up with your fucking hands and throw it in the goal. I just want to see the ball touch the fucking net. So like, as far as tactical strategy, stop passing backwards. The goal's not back there. The one they want is, and they always fucking find it. So stop passing backwards. Sanchez is not like Neuer. He's not some fucking savant who can do it all. Like, he's a goalkeeper. He's good with his hands. Let him use his fucking hands. Like, this sweeper keeper, fuck you. No. Like, no. You're putting too much pressure on the poor guy. Clearly, it breaks him. And I don't know how, like, watching this happen
Right.
60 fucking games isn't enough to be like, maybe we'll pass it back to him. Nah, stop stressing him. Let him make some bomb-ass saves. Like, so it's just, quit being fucking cowards. If you're going to go and not score any fucking goals anyway, then I want to see something a little bit more daring on the fucking wings. I want to see a cross that goes into somebody instead of just straight to the fucking keeper's hands.
Yeah.
Like, just dead space at the back post. Like, somebody should be there. Cool. But they're not because they're probably walking somewhere. I don't fucking know. Tactical analysis, like, yeah, crash and run, man. Like, if you got Delop, push him forward. Utilize his strength. Let him bully, but don't put him in a spot where he has to stand too long. Keep utilizing him as a target.
Yes.
Keep pushing those runs over the top. He can, just like Jackson could. If you put him on a one-on-one and they're chasing the ball, he's got better than 50-50 odds trying to get to that ball. He's got the strength, he's got the agility, and he's got the balance. As long as he doesn't fucking fling an elbow out at somebody. So, like, that's it, though. Like, just crash the entire net with everything you have and just don't force it. Like, because they'd like force it all the way up and then they're like, we're passing backwards. And it's like, cool, I get it. Keep possession. But fucking come on. That's, again, no goals. None of your excuses have done us any favors. So let's just throw it all into the fucking fire and try something new. There's no better time for them to do it because they're pretty much just like a substitute teacher. They all the VCR into class, dude. Like, you get to do whatever you want that block.
Teacher got fired and they bring substitute teacher in.
You see that TV with the VCR and shit, like, oh, we got a substitute to we watching a movie.
Man.
So it's like, yeah, let these guys, this is the time to shine. This is the time to go in there. At the very least, increase your transfer value. You want to keep the wages you're making at Chelsea, but go somewhere that has Champions League football, then you better start banging them in. Because the reason we're not playing Champions League football is because you haven't. So I don't know what they fucking want, man. Yeah, I just want to see aggressive football, but smart football. I don't want to see cute. I want to see technical, not cute. Like, there's a massive difference. I don't want to see them do something that requires two people to be in sync together without being sure that the second person's in sync, dude. Otherwise, cool. Just give possession away. I'll save you a fucking twirl. Instead of spinning around or trying to do some sort of step over, just pass it straight to Leeds. Because that's what's going to happen anyway if you're not working with the chemistry of your team.
Set the ball. Don't.
What's his face? De Zerbi? We were talking about this. De Zerbi said to Tottenham, like, I don't want them to look at the ball like it's a bomb. I want them to look at it like it's a gift. And it's like, yeah, dude. Like, as soon as one of our dudes gets the ball, it's like their first thought is like, how do I get rid of this? I don't want to deal with this. Like, this is too much. It's like there's a few exceptions, but most of the time it seems like everybody like, and that's the pass backwards thing. It's like, well, I'm not gonna be the one to fuck it up. Like, and then they just pass it
And
backwards
then
until Sanchez is the one to fuck it up. And then everybody's like, Sanchez sucks. And it's like, no, the person who sucks is the one who passed it to him. You know better.
That's part of
Stop
the
letting
game
them put
plan, though.
pressure.
That's part of the game. That's part of the game plan. Sanchez get the ball that we build from the back and we go. But
Yeah, I know. It was
I
in
agree
their
with you
plan
100%.
too. That's why I'm saying, cool, great idea, guys. He's gonna
Poor guy.
cry. You're gonna
Poor
watch him cry. He's like 6'6". You're gonna just watch him
Yeah.
cry. I can't deal with that. I've seen enough. I got my soul is crying this season. But that, nah. It's like I just feel like people are wrong at the mad, like people are like mad at the wrong things, man. It's brutal because it's like you're so close. You're so close to being
Yo.
mad at the right thing, but not quite.
I love it.
Hey, John, anything more to add to it? Go to lead versus Chelsea game. And Wimby's another different. Going to play there is a different. I mean, every player want to play a
Yeah,
Wimby.
I think we might see a spark. You know what I'm saying? I think the players might show up. You know what I'm saying? They got a different manager, so they might be a little different attitude in the dressing room. So they might show out and maybe want to. They have a point to prove, obviously, as well. You know, so I'm hoping we'll win, obviously. But like you
Yeah.
say, you know, Leeds they beat us already twice. I think they played the other day against Bournemouth. And I think they drew like 2-2. That was a freaking awesome game. So they coming in with confidence, you know what I'm saying? They know it's like, yo, we beat them twice already. We could definitely do it a third time. And this is a bigger stage. So like if we lose again, it's like it'll be another big ass embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm hoping that the team is gonna go out there and show up and actually put a performance, no lazy bullshit. Like, you know, like Alex said, you know, go out there and fucking throw the damn ball in the net if you have to, for God's sake, or tackle somebody. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just do something. You know what I'm saying? Just show me that you want to wear the fucking badge, man. I know it's a paycheck and all that, but at the end of the day, man, you got to have some kind of integrity and actually give a fuck about what you're playing at. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it for the paycheck. Do it for the love of the game, man. Do it for the love of the badge and show me that you want to be here, that you want to do something with this club and you want to see us succeed, you know? And I'm not seeing that right now. So I'm hoping that now that he's kind of parted and we have another substitute teacher coming in and taking over the class, hopefully he has a better lesson and hopefully the students bite to it and we'll see some results in the pitch. Hopefully on Sunday we'll see something different than what we've seen for the last 20.
Well said, gentlemen, man. I got nothing much to add to that, man. Let's just go Chelsea, man. We got to pull this. At least win the FA Cup. End the season with
Yeah.
a FA Cup title. You know, it's not going to make it everything better, but at least we're heading to the right direction. Silverware at the end of the season is better than
If
none.
we get silverware and Arsenal
Yeah.
does, then that would give me something else to even to talk more shit about.
Fact. They're going to bubble it, man. But thank you guys for
Bro,
being here. Thanks for watching
we gotta win
Ballast
the
Sports.
semi.
We in the 7?
So we gotta win the semi. You talking about
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
like, oh, we gotta win the FA Cup. It's like, bro, we gotta win a game and our next one's a semi. Like, we gotta get through that first.
We'll be there.
Hey, man, tell me what you guys think, audience out there, man. Who should be the next manager and what's the expectation is for the end of the season? Because now the expectation really from the beginning to now is like we'll be lucky to be finishing top 10 the way things are going. But I think I'm gonna listen. I think John you got it right. There's gonna be a spark as he should.
Yeah.
Because if the players don't want Leon to be there in the first place because they believe he wasn't good enough or they don't understand what he's saying, now we got our own very own, you know, coming in and Rhys James, hopefully he's get healthy soon. And everybody else come back healthy. We just got to finish strong. But that's just a band-aid, and the
Yeah.
healing process to continue at the end of the season. What we do going through the World Cup and so on. And everything's in the top. It's not about the managers anymore because the managers are gone. Now, what the owners gonna do? Who they gonna bring in, and what kind of players they gonna bring in? Is the owners are building the system, or the head coaches have been making the system? Whatever is the question is, bro. We just want to see Chelsea Football Club get back to the right track. It's gonna take a while. It's a team
yeah.
sports, but at this point, we don't want to hear all these excuses no more about managers. Now it's up to the owners. Blue call out is a protest that's going on, and I'm 100% agree with them. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight because there's billions and billions of dollars in stake. Maybe Abramovich might come back. Who knows? But Alex, appreciate you guys for being here, man. John, thank you. Another episode of
Always, man.
Bala Sport. Please subscribe and press that like button, excuse me. And Alex, man, I finally got you going
The
off on your team.
governor.
I finally got you on, Alex. Appreciate you for coming, man. John, you already know. Thank
I
you,
already know,
guys.
my guy.